Found a Weird Show. I'm Laura,
And Beanz.
And I'm Lauren.
and we are continuing our recap of season 1 of the TV show From. So we are getting towards the end of the season. We are now on episode 8, and the title is Broken Windows, Open Doors. Only this episode and then 2 more for this season. So this episode starts with Boyd packing a bag. His shirt is still covered in blood, and Father Cautry's blood, if anybody forgot.
Oh yeah, totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
that
like
wasn't
that's been
traumatic at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Haven't been thinking about it and complaining about how stupid it was that he was standing outside. No biggie.
Yeah. But just in case you forgot. Good old Father Cautry, no more. So
Oh, why'd you have to say it like that?
I'm awful. Uh, so Kenny comes in, and there's also still a giant blood stain on the floor. He tells Boyd that he got most of the colony house people squared away into the houses in town with the townsfolk, because most people aren't using their basements, except for the Matthews family. There's a giant hole down there.
Someone could live in that hole. It's huge now.
True. I mean, that's you. Hey, free labor. You want to come live in this basement? You got to keep digging this hole.
So you gotta dig the hole.
Which, fair, because colony, not to dig the hole, but the colony house is in ruins at the moment. You can't really stay there.
Kind of.
A lot of broken windows. I mean, Ellis took one out.
Hey, I can only think of one broken window, and that's the one Ellis took out. I feel like it's not. It might be covered in blood, so in that sense, yeah, it might be a little messy. No one
True.
wants to stay there.
You're gonna
But
need a few days.
yeah, I feel like they could board up the windows
Yes.
decently fast enough. But yeah, blood might be a little bit more difficult to get rid of.
Yeah. I mean, but they don't seem to care to do that around these parts.
Oh my gosh, that kid's room.
Yeah.
Is there still blood in that kid's room? I
Probably.
feel like there probably is.
It's
Pretty-
set in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't have paint. So
I'd be over there trying to make some.
So, yeah, no kidding. So people are definitely freaked out a bit by all the things that have happened the night before. Kenny thinks they should get everyone together and say something. Boyd tells him it's a good idea and he should do it. Kenny thinks it would mean more coming from Boyd. And Boyd is still reeling from Father Cautry's death the night before, and he tells Kenny that Father Cautry risked his own life to save his family when they got into town. He tells Kenny he has to go do something. So I gotta go, and Kenny argues that people need him right now. And they get into it a bit, and Boyd tells Kenny he needs to start doing these things because Boyd is going to be gone soon. Step up, you gotta do the stuff. It's not for me anymore.
Which, this just seems like maybe not the best starting point, in my opinion, just throwing him to the wolves. Oh yeah, all these tragedies keep happening.
Good luck.
Now you're stuck with me because
Yeah.
Boyd is noping out. What?
Yeah, no, that's rough. And Kenny is a baby.
He's so young. I don't know how old he is. I genuinely have no idea. But he looks like a baby.
I would guess early 20s. Probably Ellis's age. He's a child,
Yeah.
bless. No offense to any 20-year-olds, but in the scheme of things, it's a little rough to run
Y'all's
town.
babies.
Yeah.
Well, especially since, as we've established, there aren't that many kids in town. It seems like Kenny might be one of the youngest people besides the Matthews family.
Yeah.
So it's let me go tell all of my elders what to do and to calm down. That's going to go over well.
Yeah.
So well.
Well, and especially, I think his confidence is a little shot too. So he doesn't really
Yeah.
have the come on, guys, we'll do this together. He doesn't have it at the moment.
Yeah.
But Boyd's thing that he had to go do was go to the basement and find Sara. Que sera, sera. So we cut to a flashback, and the If I Had a Boat song that was Boyd's sign is playing as we see a car drive down the road. So inside it is Boyd, Ellis, and Amy, Boyd's wife. So we're finally going to learn about what happened there. Uh,
Wait, was it Amy or was it Abby?
or Abby, you're right.
I
You're
was
right.
like,
It is
"I trust
Abby.
you."
Nope, I have just
I thought I just screwed up my whole memory. I just
you
had a
I
guys
complete
don't trust my
crisis.
memory most of the time, so
you
yeah, that's why
guys
I
are
had to
right,
ask.
I just have a typo in my notes.
Oh, no.
That's okay. It seems like it's the only one. So, we'll see, or I'm just gonna start calling her Amy instead of Abby, but we will see.
That's fine. We can go
So,
with it.
yeah, whatever, she's only here for 1 episode. Um,
I mean,
Spoilers!
sorry to the Amy's and to the one that I know.
so Boyd is, really, really wants a boat because he's retiring and it'd be a great gift. And his wife is like, "Yeah, we can't afford that." And Boyd says, uh, we could put it on payment plans and stuff. And she's like, "Is not paying an option?" Um, and so he says, "You know what they used to call me in the army? Mr. Fish and Loaves, because they would send him to any base to set it up, and no matter what they gave him, no matter what resources, he would make it happen." Huh. That seems familiar.
I was just gonna say, that
Right.
sounds a little familiar.
Yeah. I mean, like, what a guy to send to this place. Uh Ellis brings up that they used to call his mom Iron Abby. Got it right this time. She says, "And don't you forget it." And Boyd says the problem with iron is that it's rigid and sometimes it doesn't know when to bend, like on this boat. And she gives him a look. And, they have a cute little banter. They seem like just a lovely family. So they're kind of talking. He's still talking about this boat, and she starts digging around in her purse. And he's like, What are you doing?" "I'm trying to find my chapstick, but I can't find anything in this purse. Will you hold this?" And it is a boat key, the boat key that we see early on in the episodes. And they got him the boat as a retirement present. And it's very sweet, and, like, they're just having a good old time, and then all of a sudden, there's something in the road, and it's the freaking
No,
tree. He didn't even
Yeah.
get to be on his boat.
he didn't even get to play on his boat.
Poor boy.
Yeah. This was sad, and it was so sweet getting to see just, like, this family just, like, having a good time because everyone else has been going through it when they see the tree, and now we just see this happy family just, like, teasing each other, messing around, Ellis and his dad actually speaking to one another. Oh, it was
Yeah,
cute.
it was cute.
Too
Ugh,
bad.
no, yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah, like, "Welcome to Demonland. Ah, you thought you
Sucks.
got to retire." What a shit thing too, because like, you were, like, on the verge of retirement, living your best life, got a
Got a
boat.
boat.
Ugh.
I got a boat, motherfucker.
So back to present time in the forest, Boyd is walking with Sarah. He says the monsters used to shriek, but then they got the talismans and they started whisper to them. And he wants to know if the voices have said anything about that. And she's like, "No." She's like, "Of course they're not telling me anything useful." I don't know how useful that is, but okay.
Yeah.
I was like, "Boyd, you're on one,
Yeah.
buddy."
Just because you're curious about it doesn't mean it's the most useful thing that you could get from them.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I don't care
I'd
what
have way more other questions than, "Why don't you yell at me anymore?"
I
But I am curious too, so I get it.
Same.
right, right. Like it's fun to know things, but but not like yeah. But she's like I don't want to go any further. Like what happened? Where are we going? Where's Father Katri? Boy tells her he's dead, and so are a lot of
You can thank
others.
your friends.
Yeah, and then she asks about Ellis. "Is Ellis okay?" And Boyd tells her, "Yeah, he's okay." And, he's just he's at the clinic. And she starts to cry, and Boyd is having none of it. He asks if she cried like that with Mr. Lou, Bean's poor old man. Yeah, she says, "Did you cry when you killed him?" Uh, she says, "You
No.
think" she says, "You think I'm a monster." And Boyd
Yeah.
says, "Yeah, right? Mhm. Facts." Uh, Boyd says, He doesn't care what she is, but the only reason she's alive is because Father Khatri thought she could help. But he will kill her if he has to. Like, I'm just letting you know where it's at. I could kill you at any moment. Cool. So back to Kenny. He's bringing some colony house people to his house to stay in the basement there. And Jade is sitting on the porch, and he doesn't like that they're staying with them. Like, he doesn't like these colony house folk.
Jade is like, I've lived here for 2 weeks. This is my territory. Get out.
That's my mom.
Yeah, and
Honestly, I wouldn't want to share her either because she's the
Me either.
best.
right. But yeah, he's like, they picked a flower. They don't belong here. They gotta go back up there. Like, they can't be there though. Like, and he's kind of a dick about it. Which is like his go-to.
They could all sleep in that foyer where Fatima and Ellis survived.
I mean, they're used to crowded spaces.
Right. And there's like way fewer of them now. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. So then he then he asks about, well, one of them, because he starts bitching. One of the colony house people is like, "Aren't you the one who thought this was a game? Like when you got it a couple weeks ago? Is that the one that he took the bike from?"
Maybe.
I think it might be.
She's like,
Like,
bitch, where's my bike?
yeah, like, you know what? If I'm okay with her getting a jab in.
Yeah.
Took her bike. Uh, so then he asks about Victor because he's still obsessed with his symbol and the Victor picture, which fair.
It would
And
be
one,
too.
yeah, me too. It's a clue that I haven't fully investigated. I must know all the things. So one of them tells him that he ran into the woods with Julie last night. Um, and Jade looks at Kenny and says, "See what a little inter-community cooperation can do? Kumbaya fucking yeah." And Kenny takes them inside and says, "That guy's the fucking worst." They're brothers. He has been adopted into the family.
I cannot wait to see them, like, as we go on, just those two becoming more brotherly.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Unless one of them dies, then I rescind that comment and I never said it.
Oh my god, why would you put that into the universe?
Because everyone's gonna
Uh,
die.
eh, yes, eventually they all will.
Exactly.
It's
I'm not wrong.
coming for us all. Um, so Julie is back with her family at the Matthews house, and she is trying to explain what happened. She tells them Victor saved her, and they're kind of, she's like, "Yeah, I was with Victor," and they're kind of like, "What?" And she's like, "No, no, he's
Now
good.
you hold up.
Yep, I've changed my mind. He's not a creepy bastard. He saved me."
He is my savior. I love him.
Yeah,
Not
Mhm.
like that.
no,
Not in a weird way.
not in a
Not in a
weird
weird
way,
way.
not in a Fatima way. Um,
Oh, God. Oh, no.
And so she's like, "Yeah, Victor told me to go into a tree, and she ended up like, and I was in the tree one second and then in the root cellar the next, and I don't understand it. And he said he was right behind me, but like he wasn't." And Ethan tells them, "Oh yeah, she went into a faraway tree." And they're like, "What
Which,
now?"
like,
No big
again, this
deal.
kid is not sharing the important information. Like, how has he not brought up these magical trees to his family before?
Well, I mean, his dad didn't believe him that Victor was his friend. How was he gonna believe him about teleporting trees?
I don't know, but, like, they were doing all this shit on the wall of, like, all of the things we need to ask questions, and he just never brought up the magical trees. I
Yeah.
I don't
I
know,
don't
I
know.
feel like
I
he's
probably
brought up
wouldn't
other
either.
things.
I probably wouldn't have brought it up either if my dad was a skeptic about my entire existence.
Maybe, but, like, he
Yeah.
did bring up to his mom, like, "Oh, I think there's good things about this place, like, I think it's, like, special," and I feel like that would've been a fine place to bring it up.
Yeah, I guess.
I would definitely. I'd be like, "Look, I got a story to tell you guys."
Like, I don't give a shit if you believe me.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna tell you.
But, like, also, like, I feel like they would wanna investigate that. Like, that would be a
Right!
thing that they would be interested in.
Like, let's go find one of these trees, and we'll figure it out.
Chuck some rocks into it with
Yeah. We
multiple
need some
different
chalk.
colored, yeah, different colored smiley faces. Um, but, so he explains it to them and how the faraway trees work and says that, Victor probably went somewhere else because he said, it can send one person one place and another person a different place. Um And he gets, they all like, "We have to go help find him." And Julie is, like, losing her shit, which fair. Like, she's gone
Yeah,
through a bit.
justifiable crash out.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
yeah. So she very much is just crashing out, and she has been through a lot, and she's just like, "It's so crazy." And then Ethan's like, "And we're digging a hole in the basement."
Honestly, like, when we were watching that, I feel like that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. She's just like, "A fucking hole, a fucking hole," and then crash out.
Yeah, 100%. But it was such, like, little brother energy, like, "Let me make you feel better by telling you the crazy thing we're doing."
You know, I I have said in the past that all I want is to see how these creatures are climbing up to the second story of these houses, but I've changed it to now I just want them to break out into the Holes song from the movie Holes.
Yeah, nice.
Preferably both, actually, I would like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I may not remember it, but I don't remember ever seeing one of the monsters, like, climb or do acrobats or do
Can
anything.
can I be a little
I'm
honest? I'm not sure I'd want to see it.
I desperately wanna see it. What is
It's
wrong with
probably
you?
horrific.
It probably is, but I still wanna see it.
Or it's, like, super normal.
Yeah,
That
or
would
it
be
could be
really
super
disappointing.
normal.
I would be so disappointed and be like, "Oh, it's just climbing? Shit."
Granted, though, when they killed Megan and Lauren at the beginning of the show, there wasn't, like, a roof there. Like, she was just hovering in air.
Are you sure?
Oh,
I thought
it's
there was, like, a
true.
little thing
N
over the
I don't think there was, but we'll have to look at the house again because that's
Yeah,
the
because they
house
show us
Samantha's
enough
I
of the
feel
in.
like
house, I think.
I feel like the front porch is right over where the window is. Well, not over, but
Oh, maybe
under.
I'm wrong.
I thought that as well. Yeah.
I could be wrong. Okay.
We'll find out.
It could
We'll
Well,
we'll
it could be
look. We'll
me.
pay
Like
attention.
Jade, I have done a lot of drugs. So
you know what? Actually, I do think the porch is right there. Maybe she would. Yeah, she shimmied up the pole, like the
The old
column on the
lady, yeah.
side. Yeah, 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 and then like stood on the roof. It is possible.
We'll find
But
out eventually.
so Julie is crashing out, and Tabitha is hugging her, and Jade barges in because this motherfucker never knocks. And Tabitha straight up, she's like, "Hey!" She like yells at him, and I think in a good dad moment, Jim grabs him up and throws him out of the house.
right.
'Cause, like, he sees her crying, he sees Julie crying, and it's just like, "Hey, there you are. Where's Victor?" Like,
Yeah.
dude, read the room.
Yeah.
Calm down. Wait
The
your turn.
literal definition of someone who can't read the room.
Oh, absolutely.
If you ever need to show someone when you're like, "Hey, you don't read the room very well," they're like, "What do you mean?" Just show them that scene. This is you. You're this guy.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then, like, so they're out on the porch, him and Jim, and, Jade shows Jim the picture of Victor, and he tells him he doesn't and Jim's like, "I don't give a shit about your questions and your symbols and your books. Just stay
I
away
give a
from my
shit.
daughter." Yeah, I
Which
give a
was
shit.
a little which was also a little don't get me wrong, protective, get it, totally understand, matches the energy, right? But, like, he wasn't after your daughter.
No.
It was kind of a weird flex.
Well, he
I
was,
get
but
it,
she
but it was a
wanted to
weird
know
flex.
he wanted to know where Victor was, and Julie had the answer, supposedly. So it was
Maybe.
him, like, going to
Yeah.
bother. But, yeah, I mean, it's still like, it's good dad, but
It
with,
is good
like, the
dad
Jim
energy.
undertones, right? Of,
Yes.
And
like, "Jim, you
Jim
bastard."
Jim gives me whiplash because he's,
Yes.
like,
Yes.
all about finding the answers to everything, but then when someone else is doing it, he's like, "Stay the hell away from me. Stay away from my family." It's like,
That's probably what Jade's
dude,
feeling
Well,
like. He's probably rubbing his neck going, "I got whiplash."
I think
like, wait.
I think the thing with Jim is that if it's not the answer he cares about, then it's not
Yeah.
important.
Yes, I can agree with that. Or
Mhm.
it's like, "This isn't the time, and therefore I will shoot you down and tell you I don't give a shit." Even though I will later, right now, I'm just going to tear you down.
Yeah, yeah. And that's kind of a trait of his that is really
I
annoying.
I think he's very singularly focused, and right now which, like, in a good way, he's focused on his family and, like, making sure they're okay, but, like, yeah, he's just kind of shoving everything else to the side, even though he should and at other times does care about it.
Yes, absolutely. So, Jim also continues to yell at him about their last adventure into the woods and how he ran off like a psycho.
Which also, he was like, "Yeah, you ran off like a psycho," and it's like, "Well, you kinda saw he was having a mental breakdown. You were really nice to him in the moment,
Yeah,
and now you're, like, calling him a
Yeah,
psycho about it? Like, again, whiplash. Jim, pick a side.
right. But
'cause
he also
he did he radiated good dad energy when
Right!
he was helping Jade, like, "Hey, you okay?" You know what I
yeah,
mean? And Jade was upset. Well, I mean, I would be too if I had seen what I saw. You know what
and
I mean?
got
But
Sad.
now he's just
stabbed.
like, "You're a psycho."
Yeah, he
Yeah,
literally got stabbed and shot at. Like, I'd be
right.
losing my shit too.
Yeah, and
Same.
I bet in his mind, he's like, "Oh, Jim's a safe space, like, he's really nice," and then now it's like, "Oh, no. This guy's just crazy because he thinks I'm a psycho." Like, not a safe space.
No, no, I would not of all the people in that town, Jim is not on my list of
No.
trustworthy people.
Yeah. No, 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 no. I'm
But
good.
Jim does tell him that the radio worked, kind of, it got static, but it worked, and, uh, we can figure this out, like, we could go further with this idea. So, again, it is the whiplash that you guys were talking about of, like,
Mhm.
"Stay away from my family, but
Oh,
also
by the
work
way,
with me to find an answer."
But I also don't give a shit about the answer.
Yeah,
But
but
I
what
do.
What you think is important is bullshit. Only the things that make sense to me are
Yeah.
important.
I
Yeah.
know that it's not supposed to read this way, but, like, for me, it was about Victor, so Jim's mad about it. And I know it's not supposed to read that way, but with how aggressive that man is with Victor, and it's like the second Jade walks in and just says the wrong freaking name, don't get me wrong, not a good time to do this, buddy, but of all names that came past your lips, it had to be Victor.
That's true.
I
Jade does have a weird or sorry, Jim has a weird thing
He
with
has a
Victor.
weird aggression towards Victor, and again, I know it's probably not supposed to read like that, but that's what my brain immediately defaulted to. Like, oh, is it because it's about Victor? You suddenly care about your family that you didn't really care much about until it, is detrimental, but now we care. Now you're just mad because it's about Victor. I know
I'm
that's not how it's supposed to be, but that's what my brain did.
yeah. Yeah, I did not read it that way, and I'm gonna give him the
No.
benefit of the doubt and hope that the next time he sees Victor, he's gonna say, "Thanks for saving my daughter's life," because he does know that that happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
So
will
I'm anticipating, granted, I don't know, we haven't seen them meet up again yet, but I am anticipating that the next time that Jim sees Victor, he's going to have a different
I think it'll be
attitude.
more positive. Yes.
I
yeah.
hope, because if not, fuck you, Jim.
Right? Yes. No, well, and that's the thing too, is like I think too that we have to give Jim a little grace in this interaction at least because he did
Yes.
just like
She was
almost lose his
crying.
daughter.
Yeah, and she
Right.
was crying, and this man just burst into their
No,
house.
no, no. That's why I said I know that's not how that was supposed to be read, but my brain went, "Stop being mean to my boy."
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're all a little
Not Jade,
defensive
to
of Victor.
clarify. Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm a little defensive of Jade too
I'm a
because
little defensive of Jade,
he's a
but because
pain in the ass.
he's just doing his best.
I would constantly I would like Jade. Like I would deal with Jade, but I would constantly be like, "Jade, you're a dick. I just need you to
Yeah.
know that.
I yeah.
We
I
got to
need us
work
to
on
be
that."
I need us to be good enough friends that I can be like, "Yo, you're being an asshole right now, and if you don't stop, I'm gonna slap you," but, like, we're still tight.
Yeah. No,
Right.
I need to be friends with Jade enough to be like, "Reel it the fuck in."
Right.
So back to the flashback of Boyd and his family, and they drive into town. It's getting dark. They drive past a barn that says "Save Us" painted on it. So they got paint somewhere. Why can't they repaint these
You
walls?
see?
Why
I
is that
told
something you
you.
caught on to?
They got it
This is
Maybe
the
it's
somewhere.
second
blood.
rewatch.
What color was it? Is it
White.
blood?
It was white.
Oh,
No, it was white. It was white.
god.
So they got paint somewhere. Uh,
Mhm.
Good to know.
but they don't see, and like even Alice is like, God, that's fucking depressing. Um, but they don't see any people until Father Kotri runs out in front of their car. And he's like, and it is like, it's getting dark, you know?
Yeah, it's like sunset-ish.
Yeah. And he tells them there isn't much time, and this is gonna sound strange. but they need to come with him. Abby grabs a gun from the glove box, as you would, crazy man, because they're like, "Are you trying to get yourself killed? Like, what's going on?" So Abby's like, "Just drive away." And Boyd is about to when they hear one of those screeches from the woods.
Mhm.
And that was a scary screech. I would also be like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck was that?"
Yeah,
Same.
I'll
I'd have
take
been
some
like, "Okay,
whispers.
crazy man, hold on. What the fuck was that?" His response, "Death."
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh my god, it's like, give me a little bit more info.
And he's like, "What the hell was that?" Father Catcher's all, "That was death, and it's coming right now." I'm like, Okay."
It's coming for us all or some shit.
Yeah. So,
Ominous.
there's more screeching, so they're like, "I guess we're gonna go with this guy because he seems safer than Screeches," which fair.
Maybe. I don't
But
know. So,
she's got a
like,
gun.
yes, and in that sense, I would be like, "Okay, she's got a gun, so, like, here are our options. We either stay in our car, lock the doors, roll up the windows, keep driving." I don't know how much gas they had, but they also don't know they're in a loop. So, like,
Yeah.
I would've been like, "Let's just keep driving. Close the door, like, close the windows, lock the doors, keep your gun out." I would take that probably over following this strange man who's like, "Death is coming for us all." Like, I think I would probably have stayed in the car, I'm not gonna
I
lie.
think some of the trust points, though, came when he was like, "Oh, good, you have a gun. Feel free to keep that trained on me."
Yeah.
But, like, how many serial killers do we know of that were like, "Oh, yeah, like, you can do this," and then turn? Like, I don't know.
So, I don't feel like Boyd and his family are very religious, but, like, how much of it too is that, like, he's in full, like, priest
Yeah,
gear?
that's true.
See,
Yeah.
I
I
would have
might have
seen that and
trusted a
been like,
priest.
"No." See, I would have seen that and been like, "Is this man even a priest? Is this
Yeah, is this a
some sort of
costume?
tactic?" It like, again, how like, Ted Bundy with his, like,
With
fake
his cast.
injuries.
Yep.
Right, like, I'm not trusting shit, thank you.
Yeah. I don't know, that's such a tough one. I feel like if I was alone, I don't know that I'd have gone with him, but, like, if I had a group of people, I would've,
That would
if that makes sense.
yeah, that could actually sway. Yes.
Because then I know that, like, my group of friends can possibly take the crazy man if we need to. Um,
Unless he leads you to a group of more crazy men.
true. Very
Maybe I just
true.
don't trust men.
Eh.
Strange men running at me
Yeah,
in the
I
wild.
mean,
I feel
they
like
came
we've
at
been
them weird.
taught not to listen to strangers so often
Yeah, that's
that
true.
yeah.
So, we do end up, uh, going down to this weird place in the ground. We don't really see it much, but Father Cautry's in there, the Boyd and his family's in there, Donna and that old man who was a dick to Ellis are down there with
Nah,
them.
nah, that's not what he's gonna be known for. That's my conspiracy man.
Yeah, pocket universe guy was down
Yeah.
there.
It's my conspiracy man. He's not gonna be known for being a dick to Ellis because I would have been a dick to Ellis. Grow up, you fucking snot-nosed teenage boy. Grow some hair on your chest. Quit crying. Nah,
Jeez.
nah, conspiracy
Jeez.
man.
Okay, so Donna and Conspiracy Guy are down there, and Kadri tells them he will answer all their questions when the sun comes up. And they hear some footsteps above them, and then a man screaming, and like those footsteps are real close. And
No, they
like,
were on top of them, I feel like.
yeah, yeah, I think so too. And then like,
With the screaming, there was also sounds of tearing flesh, which
Yes.
yes,
ugh.
yep. So some bad things were happening, like literally above their head.
I'd have given our position away because I'd have thrown up. Just that's a special kind of sound I would assume to be hearing in person. I'd have thrown up.
Well, and that's like I feel like that's why Father Khatri is not gonna like talk to them now because like they don't want to make noise and stuff. But like
Right.
also like I need to like hum or something so I don't hear that. Yeah,
Yeah, I
like
need noise canceling headphones because what do you mean?
yeah, no,
Sir, I'm not religious, but I'm gonna need you to pray.
you're
Just
And
so I
right.
can
also,
listen to that.
I think that they were, like, making some noise. They were talking a little bit, weren't
Yeah.
they?
Well,
A
Yeah,
Donna
I would
little.
told Iron Abby, she could put the gun away now because it's not gonna do her
It's not
much
gonna do
good.
anything. Yeah, I feel like they talked more than I would've been okay
Yeah.
with because
Yeah.
I was like,
No.
"Shut your mouth right now."
Also, like, they're standing down there. Imma sit down. It's all night.
Right. This is not a short stay.
Yeah. No. But anyway, back to, current day. At the clinic, Christy is resetting was it Ellis's shoulder or, like, his elbow? But, like,
It was something that got
one
damaged in this fall.
yeah, one of them
I would
joints.
assume a shoulder dislocation.
Yeah,
That's
that's
my
what I thought
guess.
too. But when we watched it again, it looked like she wasn't grabbing in the right places for a shoulder, but, who
Well,
he hurt himself. He threw himself off a roof, and he hurt himself, and luckily it wasn't too bad, so she could reset whatever that was.
yeah, it wasn't like
And
a compound fracture or anything.
yeah,
That's all I know.
and, Fatima is there with him, and Kenny comes in as Christy's kinda, like, walking away, and he's like, "Is there anything I can do to help?" And she says, "Well, they need to secure the place since it's gonna be a full house." Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to secure up every place after what happened. Um, and he
Especially since
gives
they still don't know how those monsters got in. So one of these dumb motherfuckers opened a window. They don't know if they're dead or not.
right.
Somebody done did. So
Yep.
I'd be so paranoid right now. I wouldn't be like, "Oh yeah, you can come stay stay in my house." I'd be like, "You don't touch windows, you don't touch doors, you don't even look at them.
Yeah, they got
You have no eyes."
too many windows at that clinic. So, he gives her the book that he's been reading, and he finished chapter 6, so they, like, trade that book back and forth, and, she turns to go, but then she turns back and she gives him a little kiss on the cheek, and it's very cute.
Ah. Maybe they're doing what we're doing and they're just like, but chapters.
Yeah.
Here, let's talk about chapter 6.
Right, right, yeah, yeah, like, I mean, I would start a book club. What
I
else
would
you gonna
Absolutely.
too.
do?
I think that's so cute.
Yeah, no, I like them. Yeah. So we're back to, Jim and Jade, they're headed up to Colony House. Donna's up there picking up body parts from the attack last night. Thanks, Victor, for the grapes. She
Oh,
prepared, the man is prepared. Um, she asks about Julie. And, yep, she's doing good. And they ask for her help. She's like, "How can I help?" And they go, "We want to build a tower on the roof to broadcast a signal for anyone in the area to hear." And she's skeptical at first, but he brings up that
what area?
yeah, they're like, "Oh, we did the other test and it worked." Jade's like, "Yay, we got static." Um, but Donna says, "Sure." And then Jim's like, "Are you really okay with this?" Man, take the yes on the first go, you know?
Well, I mean, like, and what does she have to lose at that point?
Right. Well, and that's what she says. She says that 14 people died here last night, and she doesn't think the others are coming back anytime soon, so they might as well use the house for something. And I agree, like, it's one of those, like, I don't know that I would feel safe there for a while, especially
Mhm.
not with these people, and, like, not knowing who did what, and yeah,
Mhm.
it would be rough. I would need some time to process. So,
Well,
back in
don't
the
tell
oh,
Fatima that.
yeah. Back in the woods, Boyd and Sarah are still walking, and they come up to a cabin. So this is the one that Boyd told Frank to go make, like, a life in instead of going into the box. Which that thing is rickety as hell.
There were, like, holes in every wall, like,
Yeah,
okay.
no, that seems a little rough. Um, but, he tells her to stay there, and he'll be back before dark. He has a few things to do before they head out and to find their way home. And Sarah says he doesn't need to handcuff her because she won't go anywhere. She wants to help. So that does track with what you guys were kind of saying on our last episode that, she isn't going to have to be forced to do this really.
Yeah, I didn't think she would have to be forced, at least, like, not at this stage, because the voices haven't told her one way or the other, like, "Go or don't go," but, like, her being like, "You don't have to cuff me because 'cause I'm cooperating." It's like, "Girl, you're still a murderer. I'm gonna cuff you."
You're still a murderer.
Yeah.
You still tried to run away after attempting to murder Ethan. You only got caught. No, you getting handcuffed.
Yeah. Yeah. So we go back to the flashback and they come out of the shelter, which is like by the side of the road, a very well secured little hidey hole. And there are some dead bodies in the street, which is like a fun thing on your first night in town to see. But that seemed to be like a thing that was happening quite often back then.
Very reminiscent to when Victor came out too.
Yeah. Yeah. There were a lot more for Victor, but yes, it was very
Yeah.
similar vibes. And then other people start coming out of their hiding spots as well. Boyd and Abby see the reality of the situation. You know, they're like, "Oh shit." And
Oh, there are dead people here.
Donna parts with a "Welcome to your worst nightmare."
Thanks,
And
Donna.
right, helpful. Um, and Father Kotri tells them to take it slow, but he will explain more at the diner. Diner? Like what? So he, nods over to the building and Donna and Father Kotri meet them there. But yeah, it's like a moment of them like processing and like Abby's asking Ellis, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Not really." Like,
No.
I mean, I just saw a whole lot of things that most grown people don't see. I'm still a child.
yeah, yeah. So the three of them are with Donna and Father Kotri in the diner, and they're explaining to them, but like really not well. Like they don't have a whole lot of answers of what's going on. Um, And Father Kotri says the priority is living through the night, and that doesn't leave much time for anything else. And Boyd, being Mr. Fish and Loaves, is like, you got to start working together. And Donna says, well, that's easier said than done. And Boyd tells them that they have to start small, gather resources, create a system, make sure everyone is covered at night. No one stays in the same place twice so that people start to mingle and look out for each other and care for each other and then build from there. And they seem on board. They're like, okay, well, it's better than what we've been doing. Yeah. So
Yeah, can't really get worse than the current state, so we'll try
yeah.
it.
Well, and I think everybody kind of saw it that way because, like, immediately everybody's like bringing stuff to the diner to start an inventory and ration system. Donna's going to be in charge of that. Abby is setting up a system for where people stay the night, and we're planning on making new spots so everyone has a place. Like, he's like, we're doing this. Like, okay, if I'm stuck in Demon Land, we're gonna make it good, or we're gonna do the best we can here.
Right. And I think just like generally humans like to have a sort of structure. So like having someone that's willing to just step up and be like, "Oh, like we can do it this way and everyone can have a better chance at survival." It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
obviously we're going to take any chance we can and it's nice to just have someone taking that sort of responsibility.
Absolutely, because it's tough to do to, like, be the person who steps up, but I'm like, "Ooh, you wanna organize? Yes. How can I help you?"
Right. Yes.
But yeah, absolutely. I think it makes a lot of sense that so many people were on board, especially because 'cause they've lived through this for a while, some of
Mhm.
them, and they're constantly seeing people die, so they're like, "Oh, we could set up a system that maybe makes it a little safer for me." Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, why I don't know why you wouldn't help with that. It might make this safer. Well, it's not very safe right now, so it can't get worse.
Right. So back in the present, Ethan is looking at the drawing that all the drawings, like, because when Victor sent Julie, like, when they were up in his room and she went down the rope ladder, the rope, he gave her, like, a stack of pictures. And, so he's looking through them, and Julie is downstairs staring into the hole, and, Tabitha comes down to check on her, and Julie is still super traumatized. And she asks if Tabitha and Jim are still getting a divorce. And Tabitha says she doesn't have an answer right now. It's not a simple question. Julie
The
says,
obvious answer is no because there's no judge to sign off on it.
right. That is a legal process that is very difficult to do in Demon Land.
Mhm.
Yes.
We
So,
have
see,
not.
they do need to steal me.
Julie says, "You said you loved each other." And Tabitha says, "Well, yeah, we do." And then Julie does the kid thing. is it me? Did I do something wrong? And, which kind of breaks Tabitha's heart a little bit, and she pulls her into a hug, and she's, "No, it wasn't
Yeah.
you. It's not, they no, you didn't do anything wrong."
Or sweet
And she
baby.
Yeah. And she
She's like,
says
"Stop making this about you."
a little bit. Uh, and Tabitha says, "There are some things you only understand as a parent. One of them is you live for your kids. Your job is to love and protect them." So when Thomas died, something inside of her broke, and she doesn't know how to fix it. And they tried to pretend, but that just probably made it worse. So now we get some lore on how Thomas died, which is really sad. Um, she says it was a normal day and that Ethan and Julie were in the next room, and Jim and Tabitha were both in the kitchen, and Thomas was on the changing table between them. The phone rang, and Jim turned to answer it while Tabitha was getting a diaper, and Thomas rolled off of the table, which, yeah, that's sad. That's awful.
It's sad, but, like, as a parent and I guess I don't know their room setup, but I always had my diapers right next to that changing table, like, I always had, like, a small stack right there, so if I had to turn and look or, like, take my eyes off baby, I had a hand on her tummy, you know what I mean? Like, there was always a part of me touching the tum-tum somewhere for that exact reason, like, because that was, like, a paranoia of
Yeah.
mine, you know what I mean? And not everybody thinks of that, and I'm sure that, that's
No,
because
I
like,
think they
that stuff never
probably
happens
were
to
like,
me.
I mean, these people aren't real, but I'm gonna defend them in this because, like, there were both of them in the room. Like, he might have thought she was watching the baby while she thought he was, and it was just a horrible, like, 1 second that they
Oh,
weren't.
yeah.
And
I'm
and
sure that's
I'm
how it
not
went
gonna hold
down.
anything against them. Also, like, I
No.
thought it was gonna be, like, some disease or something, so when she started talking and I realized where she was headed with it, I was just like, "Oh, I can immediately tell why their marriage is suffering," because, like, both of them were present for that. Both of them had to be either, like, blaming themselves, like, a little bit blaming each other, but just, like, so much guilt,
Yeah.
and, like, there's no getting past that.
Well,
Unless
like and
you go to
and like
Demon
I was gonna
Land.
say, I'm like, not it's not that I was gonna hold that against them, right? Because new parents, everything's brand new, everything is terrifying. No, 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 no. Was not gonna hold that against them, but like that was just as a parent, a paranoia of mine.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing, because like, I mean, sadly, that is a lot of kids die that way because
Mhm.
people aren't, but yeah, absolutely, like, it's one of those things, and it's also kinda like this is their 3rd kid. Are they a little more lax than they would have been? Are they a little
Yep.
more, and then, like, they also, like Lauren said, they have the security of both of them being in there, but sadly, um, that it happened, and she says that Jim is the love of her life, but sometimes she sees him and she hears that fucking phone ring. And, like, that's gotta be
Understandable.
so tough. Yeah. No, I mean, this makes so much more sense now of why.
Mhm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Over at the diner, Tien Chen is blocking people at the door. They want to raid the supplies before the people, because these are town people. They wanna raid the supplies before the people of the colony house do, which is, like, super fucked. Like, you are all in this situation, but they're like, these people are eating our supplies, da, 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 and I'm gonna take it before they can," and, Boyd comes running up, and he's like, "Dude, like, what the fuck? We've built so much here, and you guys are just gonna destroy it because 'cause you're scared, like, no." So
Cool.
yeah, don't throw away what we've built here. It'll get figured out, and they all kind of back down and disperse. And Tien Chen says, they're scared. Like they're
Mhm.
scared. This is why they're doing it. And then she goes back inside, and then we go back to the flashback again. Boyd and Father Kotri are talking about the monsters. They come out at night, but they don't seem to be in the forest, wandering in the forest during the day. And Boyd says, "Well, there might be some resources out there." And Kotri asks, "How long have you been in the military?" And he says almost 30 years, and he set up operations in some of the biggest, baddest clusterfucks on the planet. Um, but Abby was a Marine. She's the badass in the family. And then we kind of come over to Abby, who is just kind of standing a little. She got that like stare on her. Just like, nope, I don't trust this. So she's just kind of standing in the road, staring off. And Ellis comes up and, you okay, Ma? And she says, yeah, no, I'm fine. I was just thinking about this dream that I had as a little girl. But then she just kind of wanders off. So, not boding well. I
Well, and
like,
we've heard a
No.
couple of people talk about dreams,
yes,
and so that obviously that was meant to pique our interest.
yes. Yeah, absolutely. No, that was a like, okay, but, like, also, like, I'm a little worried. But, so back to the present. Boyd has decided, that he cannot go on the trip to the forest. Things are too bad in town, and, like, he and Kenny start arguing over it, and Boyd doesn't wanna leave until things settle down, but Kenny says, "What if they don't?" And at that point, Donna walks in during the fight, and Boyd tells Kenny that they're done talking about it, and Kenny Kenny grows a pair, and he says, "We are not done. You told me you had to go. You told me I had to step up and be strong while you're gone. You told me we were running out of time, and what part of that has changed? We have been
Love
lying."
Kenny.
Yeah,
Love
this
Kenny in this moment.
absolutely. I
He
was so
grew up.
proud.
I was
He
so
did.
proud of him.
He was
Yeah.
told to step up, and he stepped up.
Yeah. He says, "Nope. Nobody put Kenny in a corner." Um
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
So he goes on to say, "We've been lying to ourselves that the talismans made us safe. We were never safe. Those talismans were a band-aid. Things were never okay, and they're never going to be okay. Finding a way home is the most important thing. There are answers out there, and Boyd is going to find them." And then he looks at Donna, and he's like, "I'm not done. I'm telling you all what it's about." And he looks over at her and he tells her, "You need to get over what happened last night," which, like, is a little rough. Um,
Right?
he says, "She needs to be the scary hard ass that she's always been because that's what people need right now. And if we aren't going to fight to go home, we might as well swallow a bullet right now."
Kenny!
Woo!
Kenny, Kenny, Kenny.
Yeah, just spitting facts. Our boy
Mhm.
Kenny. And then he walks out. He's like, "Mic drop, and I'm done."
Oh, so much respect for Kenny in this moment, because
Yes.
they all needed to hear it. They're all just like, "Oh, the world's collapsing, so I'm gonna collapse too." Like, no, get over it, get it together, and we need to move forward.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, I was really thoroughly impressed with his character development.
Right.
Um, and
Mr. I can't handle finding any more bodies to suddenly, "No, you need to get over it."
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Kind of a crazy thing to say, but also, he's not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. So Donna says, "I don't know." Yeah, I didn't know the little bastard had it in him. But that Boyd better explain what Kenny was talking about. Where exactly is he going? So they take a walk. Boyd, I'm sure, explains it to her during that. So back in the past, Boyd has been out in the forest and he found a goat. And there are animals, like there are more animals out there. There's some chickens out there. They got to make some nets and stuff for them. And Boyd is just super excited about that. He's telling Father Cottrey all of this. And then Alice comes up and he's like, "Dad, I need to talk to you." And my favorite scene of the whole show is that Boyd gives Father Cottrey that goat, and he's like, it'll be fine. He's fine. He's kind of controllable." And he's like, "No." And he just gives it to him, and you can see in the background, it's like pulling him away.
It's cute.
It's very cute. It's very cute.
I loved that for him though.
Yeah. And I was like, especially after he just died, and we're like, "I need some cute Father Catry moments."
Yeah,
Right?
I agree. I think the timing was well done because it's like, yeah, we just saw him murdered, but here's him with a cute little goat getting dragged away. It's like a nice little
I
it's
want
like
you to
a
think of this man and
comedic.
cry because he's no
Yeah,
longer here.
right.
Well,
But also,
yeah.
like, the softer side of
Yeah.
everything.
Yes.
So, Ellis tells Boyd, "You gotta stop going out there into the forest. It's about Mom, it's about Abby." Boyd has been going out there for weeks, and he isn't seeing what is happening to her. He thinks the place is, starting to get to her. Um, Boyd tells Ellis that he knows "I know you're scared, but look around. The things here, they're working. And there are things in the woods that can help us. And if we stop looking for answers, we lose." And Alice is like, "Get somebody else to go then. We need you here. Mom is
Mhm.
not all right." And Boyd says, "She's as tough as they come." Ellis gets frustrated as hell with him. And because he's just not listening. Like, he really is not listening at this point. And
Yeah. Yeah.
which sucks. I mean,
Well, I think part of it is that, like, he's seeing the stuff that he's, like, imagining coming to life, working.
mhm,
And so it's hard, like, I think all of us have this where, like, we get a hyperfixation, we focus only on that, and we've gotta see it through. So, I think that's happening with Boyd and, like, probably what's happened at all of the places that he set up in the past during his career, and he just almost has not like a power trip, but like a savior, like, I need to be the one to put everything together. I need to save these people, keep them. I'm the only one that can, and therefore I have
Mhm.
to.
yeah,
And he's like, I've known Abby for years, decades, whatever.
mhm.
She can handle herself, and not thinking that this place is just a little
She's a
different
strong,
than everywhere
independent
else.
woman.
Yeah, he is
Yeah, she don't
very
need no man.
he's very much looking at, like, everybody and not he's looking at the forest, but, like, missing the trees, Like,
Yeah.
so,
Well,
yeah.
and I also wonder if part of it is thinking that, like, if I stop now, we might never get the chance to finish or, like, see it through. Like, because I don't know, I feel like some of us would be like, "All right, I can take a day off, a couple days off from going to the woods. I can check on my family, see that everything's going well." And for him, it's like, "No, if I stop, it's over." Like, or at least that's what it seems. Like,
Yeah.
he has to
Mhm.
finish it before he can move on to the next thing.
Yeah. No, I agree. And so Boyd tells Ellis, there are about 4 hours of daylight left. Go help Abby get everybody in for the night and make sure, they're all safe. And then when I get home, we'll talk. And Ellis makes
Also,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, 4 hours left and you're gonna go into the woods?
Yeah.
Sir,
Stay. No. When
no,
you
that's
go
the
out in the
end of the
woods
day.
morning.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, morning, first thing.
Yeah. And
Crazy.
then you're home by lunch, and then you got things to do here. No.
Right.
Um, so
Crazy.
and then Ellis, like, makes one more plea for him to stay. Like, just stay here. Just see what's going on. And he's like, we'll talk tonight." And he goes back out there. And so while he's out in the woods, a dog shows up, which we've seen, like, some dogs before. So a little like, "Oh no, is it Growly?" Or, And, but Boyd actually gets the dog to come over, and this, to me, looks like the same dog that's kind of like the Boy in White's dog.
Mhm.
Yeah. He's a cutie.
He is a cutie, he's a good boy, he's best
I said, "He's
boy.
just being best boy."
Yeah. He's just a little German Shepherd lost in the woods. Just needs a little
Yeah,
friend.
and he hears, like, the dog keeps hearing something, and and then eventually it, like, runs off, and Boyd starts to chase it and gets lost in the forest, and which, like, dude, why would you do it? Why? You'll see the dog again.
Well, and, like, he'd been doing so well up until then of, like, marking trees, like, putting serious markers in those
Mhm.
trees, like carving into them. That takes time, dude. You do not have enough time for this. 4 hours. Again, crazy. But like he'd been doing so well and then just runs off after this dog and after he gets to a he'd been running in a straight line, can't find the dog anymore, and just starts going and, like, spinning in circles looking. Like, dude,
Like, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
Made some poor decisions in this
he
moment.
should know better.
Yeah. So he is still like it cuts to like it is pitch black. We are nighttime. And he is out there wandering around, still lost. And he hears the screeches and twigs snapping. And he's kind of like pulls out his gun and he's like pushing against the trees and like trying to look out for things. And all of a sudden he falls into this like little cave building thing. And there's only like these vines in the doorway, but several of the monsters come up but don't come in. And then that's when he finds the talismans. And he starts taking them off the walls, which we all agree, that's
S
a bad move. Wait till morning.
Why?
Mhm.
Why are you doing that? But
Which
also
morning.
yeah. I what was interesting was, like, the monsters that walk up, like, there were, I think, 3 or 4 of them, and they just, like, kinda stood peering through the vines for a second, and then they just turned around and
Amble
walked
off.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, which they hadn't done at any of the other places, so I thought that was interesting. Like, they didn't try to whisper, and I know they said, like, they stopped shrieking and started whispering at some point, so obviously they haven't reached that point yet, but, like, were they incapable of whispering
Well,
at this point?
I wonder though, like if you are a monster in this universe and you see that you definitely can't get to this guy because he's got the talismans. So for whatever but you know that there are other people that you can get to. Are you gonna waste your time dealing with this dude?
Guess. I yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair.
That is fair.
I got
Also
easier
though
prey.
except they're all hiding, maybe, hopefully. But another just, like, quick question. Do you think Boyd had ever seen one of the monsters up until this point?
I don't think so.
I don't
Because
think
they
so,
didn't really
yeah.
have a way to see them at that point.
Right, because 'cause they're always, like, either underground or, like, in the walls, so, like, this was his first time, and one of the guys that walked up to him was our milkman.
Was the milkman.
Milkman!
So, I would've
Must
been
be the
like, "What the
milkman.
fuck?" Been like, "Oh,
Yeah.
these monsters are human?" Like, cause they just look like humans. He
Yeah.
hasn't seen them attack
I
anyone. I would
I
be
would have
just like,
made
"What
the
the
mistake
fuck?"
of trying to talk to them.
God, no.
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 Well, cause like, I wouldn't have realized, like, I had not seen any of these monsters, I probably
That's
wouldn't
true.
have realized that's a monster. I'd have been like, "Hey, it's dangerous out there. You should get in here," and then I'm dead.
Well,
Oh,
maybe
not
I
me. I
bet
don't like
Donna would
people
have
that
told
much.
them. I bet Donna would have told them the story of her sister and, like,
Oh,
a
that's
few others would
true.
have
That's true.
explained. Like, someone would have been like, "Oh, by the way, they're humanoid."
Yeah, that's
They
true.
Don't
look
Cause
like you and me.
and they just
Yeah.
smile at you, and they're
yeah.
creepy.
And they walk slowly. Mm, no.
Yeah, and they walk slowly, yes. That's the
So
scariest part of all.
oh,
It
absolutely,
is,
yeah.
though.
They're
No, it is.
creepy.
I'm being genuine. Those things are creepy as fuck
Yeah.
walking. I
No,
don't wanna
and
see
they're
them run,
smiling
but
at
still
you, just
creepy.
walking at you. No, no,
Ugh.
no, 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 no. So back to the present. Boyd heads to the clinic to see Ellis. Boyd tells him that, "Hey, I'm setting off today." And Ellis is like pissy poundy pants. Um, but he's like, so you're going out into the woods again with no idea of what you're looking for because that worked so well last time."
It did.
Yeah, kinda did.
Kind
Um,
of.
Found the talismans. Other things happened that we'll talk about. Boyd tells Ellis if he wants to be angry with him and wants to hate him, that's fine. But if something happens to him out there and he doesn't make it back, he doesn't want Ellis to regret what he didn't say. He won't be there to tell him it's okay. So he's telling him
Mhm.
now. It's okay, and that Ellis is his son, and that he loves him and is proud of the man he has become. And then Ellis is like, "Okay." It's just like,
Okay.
want to shake this emotionally stunted youth.
That's exactly what he is, though, an emotionally stunted youth. He went through a lot.
Yeah.
I know you guys don't like him that much, but I'm just kinda like, I can understand it.
No, no,
I th
his maturity is justifiable, like, I get it. Like, how can you mature when you're constantly in fear for your life?
It's not that I dislike Ellis, I just don't like him either. I'm very meh on him
Mhm.
as a person because, like, I don't know, like, I don't deal well with real pouty people. They They irritate me. Oh, am I learning a new thing? But, like, people but people who
All of us are a little
but it's a little different.
melancholic sometimes.
Yeah, no, and that's fine, like, it's not that, but he's been pouty for years now. Yeah, that's, like, the thing. He's been pouty for 2 years. If
But
Lauren, Imma
in his
tell you
defense, he's been pouty towards one person.
that's true. That's true.
Like, it's not like he's pouty all the time, like, he's been pretty jovial towards everybody except for his father.
Nah, he's had a few moments, but yes,
When he was drunk having that day of, like when they were like, "Oh, yeah, celebrating the survivors makes you remember all the people who are gone."
yeah.
I'm not gonna hold that against him.
I don't know. I don't know that me and Ellis would be friends. Me and Victor would be friends, but I don't know about Ellis. So,
Oh,
I'd
that's
probably
fine.
be Jade's friend before Ellis's.
yeah, just so I could be
Well,
like,
I have already expressed my love for Jade, so
I again, I would be Jade's friend, but I would also be like, we gotta fix you up a bit, my friend. Like, we gotta work on your just social cue awareness. But that Ellis and his dad moment was rough, like, Ellis and Boyd moment. That was I don't know, that was tough, and, like, Boyd is wiping tears and stuff, and Ellis is just sitting in the bed being pouty, and, yeah. So Boyd leaves, and Donna is outside waiting for him, and Boyd thanks Donna for looking after Ellis, and she says, "Boyd has done enough and more than anyone should have to." And then he needs to come back, so she has someone to argue with,
Mhm.
and he goes to shake her hand, and she pulls him into a hug, and then she tells him to get the fuck out of here before people start thinking we're friends. Uh,
Which
so,
valid.
in this moment, I really liked Fatima, because I'm kinda meh on Fatima too. I don't know
yeah.
why. These 2 just kind of they're not my cup of tea. But she comes back, and I was like, "Yeah, get it, girl." And she goes, you know, "Hey, you may hate me for this, and, and that's fine, but I'm gonna say it anyway. What happened wasn't Boyd's fault, and it isn't Ellis's fault either, but it's this place. If there's anything that Boyd could have done, he would have. What happened was awful, and it filled Ellis with rage, and he needed to put it somewhere. And Boyd let Ellis put it on him because that's what parents do. But did you ever stop to consider what that day was like for Boyd? What he had to carry from it? And
Mhm.
if Ellis doesn't get up and go after him right now, he's going to regret it for the rest of his life." I was like, "Spit the truth, Fatima."
Mhm.
Yeah. Like, that was a really good moment, and yeah, I'm glad, and it seemed like Ellis was really listening to her, which was good, and taking that in because, yeah, that I get it, but, like, I get him being upset because and we're literally about to talk about the why. But I get it, but, like, I also think that he needed the reality check that he wasn't the only one affected.
Hear me out, but I think he was on the verge of that himself.
I
It
do
was
too.
just hearing someone else
Yeah.
verbalize it. It kind of gave him the validation that, like, "Yes, I can let go of this," and that was helpful, but I do think that he has been close to that for a while.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's maturing a little too, and I think some of the recent things kind of
Yeah.
are putting things into perspective for him, and he just needed a lady to shake him a little bit.
Yep.
But now we're back to the past, and it's daylight, and Boyd is leaving the cave with all the talismans, and he's headed back to town, and he hears gunshots. And so as he gets into town, he sees people running, and Abby is standing in the middle of the street shooting people. And Boyd runs up and he asks her what's going on, but she doesn't answer. Like, she's still totally focused on just shooting people. And like
She's got good aim.
she does.
She's
Well, she wasn't
Yeah, she
right.
precise.
does.
She wasn't
I
right.
know, I'm just saying, like, it's not like she's just shooting, shooting, shooting. It's like she sees someone,
Yeah.
levels, fires.
Yeah.
She's great.
She's making use of every bullet counts. Uh
Exactly.
but and he even runs up and he pulls his gun out and then he starts like looking around like what is she like he's like she's not killing these, like, something happened. He's, like,
Mhm.
trying to make sense of it, of, like, are they monsters? Like, what happened? And how can I help my wife in this moment? And so she shoots one lady, and then Donna runs out to try to help that person, and Abby points the gun at her, and and Donna asks her, like, "Why are you doing this?" And Abby's just like, "It's gonna be okay. None of this is real. It's a nightmare, and I have to help wake you all up. Like, don't worry. This is how we go home. You can't die in a dream." And she finally hears Boyd yelling for her, calling out to her, and then she's kinda like, "Whoa, wait a minute. This isn't you can't be here because you didn't come back last night. So this is proof that this isn't actually real, and she needs to wake everybody up because there's no way he would have survived out there. Like, that doesn't make any sense." And then Ellis comes running up, and Abby points her gun at him and is about to shoot him, and then Boyd shoots her before she can shoot Ellis. Yeah, that's that makes a lot more sense about why
Mhm.
they
Right.
have such a tough relationship. Be because, Ellis blames Boyd for not staying even after he asked him, and probably a little bit for killing his mom, even though he knows that his mom was about to kill him, but, like, still, it's one of those, like, kid things where you're like, "You could have found another way," so,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a tough one.
That desperate cling to we can you kumbaya, basically. That desperate cling to we can make this work without bloodshed.
Yeah, and, like, realistically, like, he can be mad at his mom, but his mom's not there anymore. Like,
Yup.
so his dad was involved in the situation, so he's gonna be mad at him.
Mhm.
So, back to the present, Boyd is at the cabin where Sarah's at, and, like, literally right outside of it. Ellis catches up to him, and, Ellis has been following him since the clinic, and he has just been trying to find the courage to say something. And he says, "Last night when the monsters got into the colony house, Fatima and Ellis would have died if it weren't for the talismans. Ellis has been so angry for so long and didn't know how not to be. But if Boyd hadn't brought back the talismans, Fatima would have been dead." So Ellis tells him, which, like, made me cry. It's like, it wasn't your fault. What mom did wasn't your fault. And Ellis tells him he's sorry, and he starts crying, and Boyd's tearing up too. It's and they hug,
Mhm.
and Ellis tells him, "I didn't want you to leave without saying goodbye." It's just, yeah, very I loved this moment. Uh, and then Ellis sees Sarah coming out of the cabin. "Girl, now is not the time. Stay in the cabin."
Right? Why are you even coming out? Who told you
She
Yeah,
you could
wasn't
walk out?
handcuffed.
right?
'Cause Boyd well, not stupidly, nothing really happened, but Boyd didn't handcuff her like I would've, so yeah, she's gonna come out and reveal herself, and Ellis is just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, and Boyd's like, "Oh, hold on. I have to take her with me. You need to trust me on this." And I was just like, "I don't know." And he's also like, "Also, don't tell anybody she's alive." Oh, fuck,
Mhm.
okay.
Which also, like, begs the question, when he was explaining this to Donna, do you think he told her?
No, I
Okay.
don't think he did. I don't think
I didn't
anybody
think he did
knows.
either. I was just like, "Shit," like, I was so happy that Khatri told somebody else because one person having important information is never a good thing,
Yeah.
especially not in a demon world, but yeah, sorry,
Well,
continue.
I feel like at this point, if they don't both come back, neither of them are, like, that's the thing.
You
It's
At this
not
don't
really
point,
gonna
know for
matter.
sure, though.
that's true.
Nothing is for certain.
That's true. But yeah, but Boyd's like, Don't tell anybody. They can't know." And then they both say that they love each other. And Ellis, yeah, another small.
No, they made a lotta steps forward
Yes.
Mhm.
together in this episode, and, like, I think Boyd said, "You need like, trust me." just, like, sincerely I think he said it, like, 3 or 4 times, and
Yeah.
it was, like, nice to see that Ellis, at least from what we know so far, actually did trust him in that moment and was just like, "Okay, I'm gonna let you do what you need to do.
Yep.
Cool."
Yeah.
'Cause I was a
'Cause
little
didn't he
worried that
try
this
to
was the
come? He was like, "I'm coming." And he's, like, looking
No.
at his arm like, "Nah."
No, I don't think he
I
ever
don't remember
pushed for
that.
that. I think he
Okay.
just was like, "I just don't want you to go." Like, I didn't wanna leave it on the note we left it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I
which
was concerned that he was going to be
yeah,
stuck
you
out
were
there with
both
them.
That might have been it, as I was just concerned, like,
Yeah.
"Please don't try to go. Look at your arm."
yeah, because
Yeah,
you were
'cause
both
I
worried.
def 'cause when he started going after him, I was like, "Is he gonna get stuck outside with them after dark and, like, end up going with them on this adventure?" Thankfully, no. But, yeah, I was just worried that when, when that bitch came out of the cabin and he saw her, I was like, "Are they about to undo all of the
Yes.
like, the things that they
I
just
was
got through, is that
so
gonna all be
worried.
undone?" Oh, it's had me stressed, so I'm really glad that they were just, like, still like, "I love you too,"
Yeah.
and that was
Yeah.
all good.
I was so worried. I thought Ellis was gonna look at him and go, "You
Yeah, you
motherfucker."
lying to
"You
me
liar!"
again, you da. Yeah. No, I'm glad. I agree. It could have gone bad, and I'm glad that it didn't.
Right.
"Nice try,
Uh,
that bitch."
you're right. Get back in the cabin, Jesus. Nobody
God.
wants to see you. Uh, so back at the diner, Kenny gives a speech with Donna standing with him, which I think was a good move to kind of have, you know,
Solidarity.
yeah. And
And unity.
yes.
Yes.
And he says, Boyd is risking everything for us. The least we can do is keep ourselves together. But things are going to be different. No more colony house, no more town. They're going to do this together. Donna says that any of the colony house folk better not be shitty house guests. And they are going to put together the house, they're going to get it back together. But Jim has an idea about getting a signal back to people in the world. Um, so they can either spend time boarding up broken windows or help build something to get them out of this shithole. So Jim gets up there and he tells them about how they need supplies and people. And hopefully, the sooner they get this built, the sooner they can all go home. And a bunch of people are carrying supplies up to Colony House to start building the antenna. Like it was a big, like, kumbaya fucking ya for the whole group. And
And
it was,
didn't at one point during, like, the whole speech about, like, "Oh, we gotta build this thing," didn't somebody say something like, "We're gonna put a lot of effort into something that if it doesn't work, we're all gonna be depressed," or something like that?
um,
Did I imagine that?
they might, I think, well, I know, like, in an earlier episode, Jim was like, it's just crazy enough to get everybody to believe it and then hate me when it doesn't work."
Oh,
So,
yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking
yeah,
of.
there have definitely been like, we don't know if this is gonna work.
Yeah.
I do want to say one thing though. At the little town meeting, Jade and Tian Chen are standing next to each other because that's his mom,
And it says, "Ma."
She's gotta keep him in check. Someone's got
right?
to.
Yeah, no shit. She's like standing there with the whisk behind her back, like, you better act right.
"You better not say nothing stupid, boy."
Yeah, you can
Um,
you can act a
yeah,
little wrong in the house. I'm still gonna correct you, but not in public. Do not embarrass me in public.
right.
But I think it was a good moment for the whole time because they give it not only gave them a little hope, but it also gave them something to focus on.
Right. My only complaint about this plan, well, I'm sure if I really thought about it, I'd have more, but the one that is glaring to me is that she's like, "Yeah, our 2 options are, like, board up the windows on this house and, like, go back to, like, what it was, or we can work on this signal thing, build this tower, try to connect to the outside world." I'm like, "Why can't, like, one person just
Can't it be
run around,
both?
board up?"
That's
Well,
what I
just,
was
like, it
saying.
does not take that long to board up a window. Just, like,
Think
board up the window, and then the house will at least be usable. If someone gets caught up there late, they can be safe in the
Yes.
house.
I do think it's a materials issue. I do think
There
that
are so many trees, and they're moving closer to the house. Just chop
I
one
yeah,
down.
but
mean,
they're not trying to
exactly,
use
they're even
trees. They're
getting
trying to use
closer.
like the already cut down wood.
Well, okay, but Kenny already chopped down a tree for chess pieces. So
That's
I'm just
true.
Exactly.
saying, I would at least board up the window just so that it was still a safe space after dark if it came down to it.
That's fair. Yeah, I think yeah, it doesn't have to be an either or, but I think it's one of
I'm
those
not saying
like
they all have to live there. That might be
yeah.
a little trauma inducing for the people who were there prior, but they could at least make it be safe if someone gets stuck up there building after dark or like
Mhm.
up until dark.
Right. But that is not the direction they have chosen to go. They will either do one or the other. There is no in between.
It's fine. It's fine.
But
I can move on.
but and then we also get a few last scenes. So Ellis finds Fatima and she asks, "Are you okay?" And he says no, and they hug, which like fair.
Yeah.
It's been very traumatic. But like you are
Mhm.
healing, but that still doesn't mean you're not sad about a lot of stuff.
I think him saying no is very indicative that he is healing because,
Yes.
Yes.
like, you don't have to be okay. We have this, like, whole idea that everyone has to be good, everything has to be happy. No.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. You are allowed to have feelings.
Where, like, previously he had been very like, "I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, and now
Yeah.
Mhm.
he's willing to admit, I'm I'm not
I'm not
okay."
fine.
I'm
Yeah.
not okay, and I haven't been okay since we
Yeah,
saw that tree.
yeah. Boyd and Sarah leave the cabin, and then Boyd handcuffs her. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't
Now
why
he
did you
handcuffs her.
handcuff her in the cabin? But okay. But, like, I
See,
do
like,
agree,
now
like, a
she'd
little bit
kinda need her hands.
I don't know, I'm like, little self-protection. Like, before, if you ran off and you got yourself got, like, it is what it is, but, like, if you hanging out with me, you're kinda still a psychopath. So,
Nuh-uh.
like
She would have had like, he literally left her alone in a cabin without handcuffs because
yeah.
he's like, "Oh, she won't run off because she said she wouldn't." Excuse me?
Right?
Excuse me?
No,
No.
it's a real
Absolutely
choice.
not.
It was
It's the stupid that is the stupidest thing in this show so far is him not handcuffing her and leaving her alone in the cabin, and then when he's with her being like, "No, you need handcuffs now." Like, it's either all or nothing, in my opinion. Either you handcuff her the whole time or you don't handcuff her at all. I
Yes.
don't understand why he decided she needed handcuffs right now. She has a supervisor at this point.
yeah.
But whatever. I insanity.
So, yes. So they head out and that is the end of the episode. So, I know we have kind of been talking theories throughout, but do you guys have any last thoughts about anything?
So this is totally something that has not been brought up at all this episode, but I was thinking about it before we started, because we were talking about us going to the From universe from, like, different parts of the country,
Beans be having
and
nightmares.
yeah, and Beans had a nightmare about it,
It's specifically
and
about oranges.
yes, but anyway, it made me think, do you think that anyone outside the United States could be brought to the From
So
universe?
that's the thing, and I have seen that, like, the map that they have is all US.
Right.
So, for the people that they know of who've been there, and they've been there a hot second, I do think it's US specific.
So if that's the case, then do you think, like, Canada has its own little demon town?
Probably. Well, I don't know, like,
Oh,
because
little bubbles of hell.
we don't know what
Every country gets
created.
its own bubble?
We don't know why Demon Land exists, you know? So, like, maybe
Yeah,
something happened in the US specifically, whatever, in that
just
created
existed and it was
this.
like, "Shit, you guys deserve this hellscape." Yep,
Yeah,
makes sense.
Roanoke. Um,
Uh,
yeah, so it very much could be, or there could just be lots of different demon lands. Oh my god, could you imagine traveling and getting stuck in a demon land in another country?
as long as it's one that I know the language in, I would be like, "This is kinda cool." No, I would also hate that. I would also enact zombie
They
apocalypse
wouldn't
plan.
yeah, they would not trust you at all.
Oh god, no. And
Fair.
I wouldn't trust anybody regardless of where it is, but, it's just like, "Ah, shit." No.
Yeah, no,
No,
I'm
no.
hoping there are not more demon lands, but yes, so, like, the map that they had, everybody was from the US. I was thinking about that the other day, that yeah,
Curious.
it
Very
seems
curious.
yeah, it seems US
Interesting.
specific, which is weird.
Americans did something to deserve this.
Well, yes. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say on that. Ope, ope. So Any other theories before we watch the next episode?
No, I'm just ready to dig into the next one.
Okay.
Dig.
So, the next one, episode 9, that is our e
Penultimate.
yeah, penultimate episode of the season. Very excited. You guys, I'm excited for you guys.
I'm
Uh,
psyched. Let's go.
all
Let's
right, well,
go.
thank you everyone for listening to I Found a Weird Show, and we are very excited to continue on this journey of recapping
Bye.